All right. All right. Well, it doesn't seem to be changing anything. So maybe there's issues with Restream and Twitch today because it's still a black screen. So I don't know. Can I end the stream there? No, I don't know. Restream channels. Can I turn it off there? That might have stopped streaming. Okay. Yeah. Should turn it off on Twitch, I think. But it's very odd. That's the first time I've seen that happen. I've had other issues before when something was actually down and it's like there's this like Twitch animated GIF or something like the guy puts his hands on his head like oh no. But there was an issue with Twitch I think that day. But anyways, I guess we're just hanging out on YouTube, Twitter and YouTube, which is fine. But thank you for the subscription over on Twitch there, Idrinth. I'm sure it's just a weird thing going on today. So, okay, cool. Well, let's get to it. Let me just go back to the chat here. Cool. All right, we back. Okay, cool. Nice. All right. Well, anyways, that's unfortunate about Twitch not working. I'm sure it's something on my end, but comments on Twitter, it's yeah, Esther, you click on the link that says so and so's live and then there should be a feed below where you can comment. Um but anyways, cool. Well, now you got me paranoid that it's not working on YouTube, but uh it should be back on YouTube. Let's just double check real quick. Cool. All right. Cool. Yeah, we good. All right. I think it's just a case of it's Tuesday. I'm back from my offsite slash React Miami, so maybe it's just a case of that. Anyways, yeah, YouTube's good. All right. Anyways, let's continue on. If you are on Twitch, sorry for the black screen of death. Just head on over to YouTube, LinkedIn, or Twitter, X, whatever you want it. All right, so let's get to it. So I'm doing some feature work here. So whoops, let's bring that back up. Let's hide this. Okay, let's hide that. So I'm working on this feature. So we have a feature that was, yeah, good time zone. Okay, cool. So we have this new feature, Star Search, which we haven't talked a lot about yet. You can look in the repo if you want. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You can kind of figure out what it is probably from this the thing I'm working on, which is the wait list. Uh, B Dougie, my CEO and buddy, demoed this at React Miami. So I don't know if I have. There was a live stream for that, so I think the videos must be available. But anyways, check that out if you want to. So yeah, essentially I'm working on this wait list. So I have here, if we load this up, it's my dev server running. Okay, what's going on there? Hey, Adrian. Yeah, good time zone. Oh, okay, I thought that was you, SC, that said good time zone. Yeah, Adrian, thanks again for the subscription on Twitch. I don't know what's up. I might do a little test later, but I'm just going to attribute it to being back from a week off. Okay, so let's see here. Is my dev server actually running? Let's double check that. Oh, nope, my dev server is not running, so that would explain that. Okay, so let's reload this. Now, I can't zoom these in here. This is Polypane, which I use for building out the experiences for different screen sizes and stuff. But I can show you over here. Let's go to the actual thing here. So this is what I'm working on. It's the sign up page for Star Search. So I'm not going to demo Star Search because we haven't released it yet. It's behind a feature flag, but if you want to poke around, like I said, it's all in the repo in the app repository. You can see. But yeah, so I have all the design done here. This is the actual page now. This is what I implemented based on Iza, who's the woman in the avatar here. That's my coworker. She does product design. So this is all good. Um, and basically, there's a couple things I need to do. I just need to make sure it looks good on smaller screens. So as you can see here, like on larger screens, and again, apologies, I can't zoom Polypane in. It just doesn't, it's not part of it. Uh, oh yeah, yeah, Polypane's a very cool tool. I'd heard about it before, but I hadn't really used it. I think I might have tried it a couple years ago, like at the beginning of the pandemic or something, or a few years ago, whenever the pandemic started, like, 200 years ago now at this point. But yeah, I did a live stream with Keelan, who's the creator of Polypane, and he kind of showed me some stuff, and it's definitely super beneficial. So you can see here, like, again, like I said, I can't zoom in, but these are the larger screens, and everything looks great there. And if we come over, even the medium screen is still fine. It's as we get to the smaller screens, and that's what I need to sort out now. So, and again, I can just show you, this is it in the browser. And if we come here, see, like you can do responsive work in the browser, but you can't see them all in one shot, So like if I boost this up to 200%. So this clearly looks terrible on a smaller screen right now. Like this is an iPhone 14, even the iPhone 12. If we just boost this up again. So I've just got to get it to fit in there, look good. That's pretty much what I'm going to do this afternoon. The backend I have working right now. So if you're logged in and you want to sign up, you can sign up. If you're logged out, you can still sign up. I have to sort out something there, but there's like, it's because we log in with Supabase through GitHub, and it's not redirecting back to the page right now. So that's another thing I need to look at, which maybe we can get to that too. We'll see. Um, I'm just gonna see if anybody. I left a comment on Twitch. Yeah, give it a go, Idrint. It's there's a trial here. Let me open up the page because I have no problem shamelessly plugging Polypane for Killian. Um, yeah, so here's the pricing. Yeah, so there's a free trial for 14 days if you want to try it out. And then it's regional pricing, so this is how much it costs for me for Canadian. But if you're doing a lot of web development, I definitely think it's a tool that you should have in your pocket in your tool belt. Yeah, the gradient's really nice. Yeah, that's Isa had done that. Yeah, I like that too. Um, so yeah. So yeah, if you want to try it out, just go to polypane.app. Every time I say it, I usually say polyplane like an airplane. Just I don't know if that's an English thing accidentally slipping, but anyways, yeah, I highly recommend it. It's definitely worth the price of it. And it shows here too, like a lot of tools, right? You get a better price if you get yearly. But if you're doing some serious web development, uh, definitely give it a go. At least a trial, but I think you'll be hooked if you're doing a lot of web dev. Star Search, yeah, that's the feature. Like I said, I'm just gonna not do spoilers or anything. You can read what it says on the waitlist page here and stuff, but like I said, if you dig around a bit in the repo, you'll find it. Cool. I'm just gonna see. I just want to make sure I left that message on Twitch. Yeah, I'll just post that message again. It's really odd. It's I definitely think it's a like multi streaming issue probably because I see other people are streaming on Twitch and it's not a problem. So I'm actually curious. No, we haven't done any work yet, but let's see here. Here, let's come over here. Restream is what I use. Down. I know it's not down, but I want to see restream Twitch down. Yeah, okay. Yes, I know it does work with Twitch. Restream Help Center. I guess they don't have a status page, but anyways, not gonna worry about it. Okay, so again, like I said, this clearly looks terrible. So let's come back to the editor. Part of why it looks terrible right now is also is this big enough the screen? I can go one more probably. Yeah, that's probably better. Okay, so we don't need to worry about the back end portion of this at the moment, which is up there. The join wait list, we can hide that for now. So we have this profile layout and okay, you're on the wait list. Otherwise, we check. So we're checking here, like, do you have a session token? That means like, are you logged into Supabase? If you are, we're just gonna say join the wait list. Otherwise, if you aren't, you can still join the wait list, but you got to sign up. So this is just logging in via Supabase here. And there's something I got to sort out because like it doesn't redirect after you log in right now, and I'm not sure why that is. I'm gonna dig into that after though. I really want to focus on getting the screen looking nice for others. So um, here we go. So this is the main div here. So this is for the UL. Yeah, okay. So okay, I guess let's first look at the top part here, Copilot, but for Git history. That's up here. Okay, so we got gap, W full, item center, ask anything, get a powered AI instance. I think that part's okay, but we probably want to give some padding. So let's do like a P dash, sorry, let's do PX dash 2. So padding on the sides. Okay, that looks a bit better already. Okay, that's good up there. And we probably need it for the bottom part too. So let's just do P-2. Okay, so now it looks good there too. All right. I think it's fine that the text is like this and not centered. We could try centered, but um, let's see here. If we come back here. Yeah, try it out, Indranth, like I said, and it's it's the kind of thing like before I had a tool like this, it's like I'd build the feature out and then it'd be like, okay, looks good. And then, then I would open up the Chrome Dev tools and I'd say like, what's it look like on a phone and stuff. And I still use that too as well. But for the most part, like once this is kind of like where I'm almost done the feature and now it's just some small tweaks I need to do. So what I'm gonna do is okay, so we know the top part, the layout part is fine. Whoops, never mind, that closed everything. Flex gap to star search, ask anything. Yeah, so well we could see this. We could do this like text center and see what that looks like. You know what? It actually does look better centered, I think. And then what we can do is this is a paragraph, but let's do text balance. Do they have balance in here? If I knew how to spell. Okay, they don't. So wait, let's see here. That's a div h1. Let's make this an h2 and see. It should balance slightly. Yeah, it balances the text differently. So this is here, let's go to the CSS for a sec at the top here. So tracking type, where's that balance? Do I not have it? Text balance. Where the heck do I have it? So H2, this does tracking tight. So yeah, we want that. But it's not really that. Here, let's do this. Because this really isn't an H2. But so let's just put tracking tight in there. Should look the same. Manual resize and Chrome Dev Tools. Yeah, like It depends, like, I mean, I'm doing full stack, but, like, a lot of my focus right now is the front end, so this just makes me move faster. It also, like, you can just get a quick view and be like, "Okay, what's going on there?" And then, they have dev tools and stuff too. I'm not opening those right now, but you can definitely do that too. And then you got guides and stuff, like, you can set, like, you can, like, just leave stuff here, and be like, boom. Um, this is super helpful when you're trying to line up some stuff. And I honestly, there's still a ton of stuff I'm not aware of. So, but let me look up that balance because I have it in my website, but text balance CSS. Yeah, text wrap balance. So, yeah, that's what we want. Um, okay, but let's go to ChatGPT and let's close that. So, how do I use in Tailwind? I'm guessing it's going to say it might not be supported. Yeah, okay, it's not standard utility class. Okay, that's fine. That's what I thought. But so let's come back here and let's go to global CSS and let's actually add it here. Text wrap balance. It just makes it's doing literally what it says. So it wraps, but it wraps it in a way that it picks the best look for how it wraps the text. So it's not always necessarily wrap as soon as you hit it. Might go like, oh, maybe it's better with two words on the bottom. So I'm gonna pop that in there and let's come back here and I'm just gonna add it on here. So let's just add a style. And I could create a separate CSS class, I guess. Yeah, we could do that, I guess, since we're tailwinding. So let's just do this. Um, let's see, we'll do text balance, I guess. Dot text balance. And there we go. And then we can just add that. So here, and then, so like if I save this, you're gonna see it look different in a sec here. That's paragraph. Okay, tracking tight. Okay, so now let me put in the text balance and it should change. Yeah, see how it changed slightly there? So it's actually making the wording look better. Like it literally looks better the way it's spacing it, or wrapping it, I should say. So you know what? I think it's good centered there. Okay, that's good. I guess we can do text centered here too. There. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Yeah, it looks good, better centered. Yeah. All right, so the top looks good. So let's just commit that. So let's do git add GA for me, git chore, and fix header styling. All right, so we're getting there. I'm still really perplexed about why Twitch isn't working, but I will learn to let it go. Not like I have tens of thousands of followers, so there's probably like it was just Idrint in there before, I think so. But who knows? Maybe one day I'll have those tens of thousands of followers that say, "Hey, why are we getting a black screen?" But that day is not today. All right, so that looks good. Okay. So like I said, we don't need to worry about the larger screens. It's fine there. Um, one thing you'll notice, you might be able to notice it, but it's like a cloudy orange background on the larger screens. I get rid of it as we get smaller because it just most of the real estate's going to be the actual UI, not the or like the background. It won't really show so well. So okay, that's good. So we don't need this section. We don't need that. We don't need is waitlisted. Okay, yeah, we don't need any of this. Okay, so at this point, now what we need is the area below. So there's a UL here. So this is part of it. So like if I get rid of this temporarily, and save that. That should be, oh yeah, there's the width as well. So hold on. So this is an explicit width from the design. This wouldn't be like that in the actual star search when you're like chatting and stuff, but let's put it in here. So let's just do W dash here. And I'm using Tailwind here. Like I know people say don't use like explicit values like that, but I want to use it so I can take advantage of the responsive library prefixes like LG here. Um, I think it can, because you can see here, it's showing you up top. Um, there's honestly, SD, there's like so much stuff I haven't even scratched the surface of yet with Polypane. So, but I know they have really great documentation. So, okay, so we can see here it's still applying the large for those, and then there's still other issues here because if we come back here, if my thing will decide to, there we go. Let's get back over here. So it looks terrible right now, which is okay. Um, so that's large. Otherwise, we'll say, okay, so that's the LI. So these are two list items and this one, okay, there's no size there in that case. So it's probably just taking up the content. And then, so the big thing here right now is these two. So if I cut these out, um, let's save that. It's going to shrink, or it should. If it doesn't, what's going on here? I think it did shrink. Let's refresh just to see. The thing too, one thing to note too about Polypane is it is a great tool, but this is actually loading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like different browsers at the same time. I mean, they're all Chromium. This is an Electron app, but so if you have like a really old computer, it's possible that maybe it doesn't load as well. But I think most people have a somewhat modern computer now. So okay, where is my VS Code? Okay. So let's see what's going on here. I'm just gonna comment this out temporarily. Okay. Let's go in this profile layout. Is there anything in there? Div, items, large, padding, main, flex. Okay, there's nothing in here that would be restricting it. So we can undo that again. So grid plays content. We've got a background image. Everything seems okay there. So I guess this should be W max maybe. So max content. Let's just try that. No? Okay. Let's put in some borders to see where we're at. Okay, so we can see here it's definitely busting out over here as well. So let's just for fun, let's just do here. Let's do W dash small screen. Should shrink this. Okay, so obviously it looks better on the smaller screens now, but it's still not good. So in this case here, so we'd want that, and then we'd probably want LG or probably MD max dash W medium, and then here, let's save that. Okay. See, that looks okay, but it's still, let's see here. Oh, sorry, that's for the actual, that's for only one of the items. Sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. So let's bring this up top here. And so W max is content, max that. So if we save that, okay, so it starts to look better, but that's too small still. So we do LG max dash W dash LG. Okay, all right, let's see here. LG, XL. Okay, something's okay. Large, large. Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm using Tailwind here right now, SC. So the way you use Tailwind and similar libraries like this is you define typically what the size, like say for example, you want the max size for smaller screens, so you define it like this is a Tailwind class, but it tells you what it is here. And then for the medium breakpoint, then you're saying, okay, it's this other maximum. So basically, you always start off with the smallest screen. You don't prefix it with like SM or XS in terms of that's typically the way you're supposed to do it. So it's kind of like developed for small screen and then enhance as you go along, kind of. So like MD for medium and then large, and then it gets bigger and bigger. And this is why, like on the smaller screens, like there's clearly a issue with the width here. I gotta fix that, but you can see here it gets bigger. And that's typically what you do. So like, for example, like say you want to hide something on a small screen, you would say like, for example, hidden, which is Tailwind class. And then if I'm in a medium sized screen, then, you know, MD colon, like, I don't know, flex or something. So it goes from display none on a smaller screen to like display flex on a medium screen. And you don't necessarily have to define it for every breakpoint. Like like for example, in this case, if you're like, okay, the max size is this for a small screen, and then as soon as you define one for another breakpoint, it's not just for the medium breakpoint, it starts at the medium breakpoint, meaning if I don't specify any other ones, it's going to apply max dash W dash MD, which is this max width of 28 rem for all the other sizes going up. So it's something that threw me off initially because initially uh, when I was at Dev 2, they kind of copied some of the Tailwind classes, the product designer, because we just needed a minimal set, I think. And I was like, well, I want it for a small screen, so do SM colon something, and then the other screen, and that's just not what you're supposed to do. And you'll see this not working when you try to do stuff like that. Um, okay, so let's just do maybe not max. Let's just do this. Let's do W dash. Is it W dash? Okay, here we go. 9. This is one thing that there is IntelliSense kind of, but it doesn't do so well sometimes. It disappears after a while. So let's say like we're gonna say the width is that for a small screen, and then after that we'll just say, I don't know, like W dash max or something. So let's come back here and see what that does. Okay, it's not doing it's not doing what I want it to do. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I've used Bootstrap before. It's been a long time, but yeah. uh, Okay, so one thing that's interesting here is I'm not sure why on the medium screen it's popping up like that. I can look at that after, but everywhere else seems to be fine. Why is it popping up there? Let's go investigate that. Well, let's come back here. I'm just gonna undo my current changes. So just doing git reset hard head here. That's just an alias. Just so we can get back to there. It looks good there. And then let's come back here. So let's see here. So we've got the star search at the top. That's here. Let's just do, okay, so there's a padding on the sides, but let's do, I don't know, why is it only the medium one that's like that? Because it seems like the same height. Like, why is it jumping up like that? It's only that one. Let me refresh just to see. Yeah, it's really just that. So let's try this. Let's do MD padding top 4. Okay, it's pushing it down there. It's really this one. Okay, that's a smaller screen, I guess. So it's gonna move it for all of them, but um, okay, do this. See, it's not moving over there, but okay, there, and then we'll just say MD padding top 0 because we don't need it. Hey, what's up, Anthony? No, I didn't give up on Twitch. I tried starting it twice today. Also, hey, how you doing, man? For some reason, I'm using Restream like I normally do. It's streaming to Twitch, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Sorry, streaming to YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn, no problem. But for some reason, Twitch is just a black screen. So I gave it a couple goes, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I think I'm just gonna attribute it to post Miami vibes, Twitch not wanting to do its thing. It is weird because like Twitch is up. Uh, I use Restream all the time, so I don't know what is up. Um, Maybe I need to re-authenticate or something. But the thing is, it says I'm live, which is that's why I'm confused. Um, okay, cool. Miami, yeah, Miami. The FOMO was warranted. It was not gonna lie, pretty epic. Uh, Not well, I mean, it was there for React Miami, obviously, like but it was there for my offsite for work, and it was amazing. Amazing. I've never met any of my coworkers yet, and like my friend Becca, who I know from Virtual Coffee, who I've known since pretty much 2020. I've never met her, so that was cool too. I mean, cool to meet the whole team, but like I hadn't met her like ever, so it was just nice to finally meet her instead of being stuck in Zoom boxes. But yeah, offsite was really good. We pretty productive, and then React Miami was off the charts. So FOMO is definitely warranted. Um, yeah, if you can get there next year, do it up. Um, I'm gonna have FOMO about render ATL at some point because not going this year. Last year, Netlify, I was able to use my education stipend, so I used that to go to render. But it's a little pricey if I were to go out of pocket. I could pay for it, but I definitely couldn't justify that chunk of change for render. I did submit a talk, wasn't accepted, so I'll think about like different talks for next year maybe. But anyways, happy I went to render React Miami though. So cool, cool, cool. Yeah, okay, so I put it back to where we are. So star search there. Okay, so if you want to, SD's saying, if you want to target only the card, the response, only the first 3 views, how can this be done? Just restrict its max width. Yeah, you can do that. So there's some things that are causing issues, which I think are mainly this max width here. So let me put this back to that's on a large screen. We'll say W-655px. Let's get rid of that first. Okay, so that's good. But you can see already like some have adjusted. So like here's good, here's good. So here it looks terrible now. It's essentially the thing's taking the full width. So let's take a peek at that. But you can definitely restrict it, SD. So like if you want to say something has a max width, you can just do like whether it's CSS or well, Tailwind is CSS. It's just like a DSL on top of it. But so like here, let's close this. Oh no, that's the whole thing. So essentially, like we could say for like a small screen, we could say like W dash max, or what is it? Sorry, max dash W small. So that's 320. And that's for the small screens. But we should just say W dash SM, or was it 96? Uh, So we're gonna start off and say, yeah. Okay, so we got this W full. Okay. See, W full should be fine, but let's see here. Let's save this. Now this is gonna shrink everything, so no, it's still not, it's still busting out. But essentially, like here, like if we do max dash W small, this is gonna shrink everywhere, or it should. Okay, so something's causing it not to. So um, let's go to the browser here. And so this is a good use of for folks who might not be super familiar with the dev tools. Um, it's great for debugging JavaScript, but also CSS. So you can come here and let's go to like, just bring this down a bit. I'm going to shrink the top up because that's not what we're really looking at right now. It's the dev tool. So like, for example, here, I'm going to click on this particular one. It's this chat box. And whenever you're like, why is my CSS not being applied? You'll have styles here and stuff. And if you scroll down, like, there's no example here right now, but basically if something overrides the other thing, you'll see like a kind of like a little warning sign. But if you go to the computed tab, and I'll zoom this in a bit more, and I'll go full screen so we can get some more real estate here. And so we can see, so like for this particular one here, which is the chat box, let's just bring that up. This is the actual final values for CSS that got determined. And there's things you can figure out, like how is, why is the border bottom radius left radius 22? If you open up the little arrow, it tells you. Now this is a Tailwind class that here, and that's where it's saying it's coming from. And sometimes when there's competing things, I don't think there's going to be any examples here, but let's go to width, for example. The height, I don't, when it's great, when it's kind of grayed out like that, that's just, um, there's nothing that's set the height. That's just its, I guess, intrinsic height that just got set. But if we open up the width here, so now the width is like bananas. Okay, well, let's go back here. Sorry. So it's like 2787, which is like massive. So that is clearly wrong. And then like, so like, why is that? And it's because of max content. Max content is a Tailwind class. So if you click on it, it tells you where this is. So now if I turn this off, you see all of a sudden it looks great on the small screen. So, and in fact, this is probably what we want on the small screen. So I'm just trying to figure out where did I set the max content. So, and also side note, yeah, just changing things like this. So like you can, uh, okay, yeah, let's go to back here. Let's look for max dash content. Okay, so it's not there. I have a feeling it's in profile layout. No. So where is the max content coming from? Okay, so let's go back here and then let's kind of like go up. So here, let's bring this up. So that's our chat box, which is this one here, which is like super long. So let's go up and like, let's just look. I'm just trying to see where max content is defined. I can do a search in here, but yeah, there's a full width, but I'm looking specifically for W max. Uh, that's the button. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's up here. Main. There's W full there. So like, let's just take some things out. So let's get rid of W full. Okay, that's not it. Didn't change anything because it's still massive. Page container. Header. Yeah, where the heck is it? So let's just look for max content. Okay, now it's looking in the CSS as well. Okay, it's only in one place, it says. So, whoops. So I'm very confused as to where it is. So Where the heck is it set? Uh, it's not in the code. Yeah, let's select this again. Yeah, so W max is a Tailwind class that means the max content. But oh yeah, it's right here. It's W max. Yeah. Oh, it's right on the chat box. Yeah. Okay, I set that. I was looking for something else for some reason. So if we come to the chat box, let's go for W dash max. Okay, there it is. So this is on the chat box. Yeah, so that's right. So we don't want, see if we hover over this, it says max content, but the content's not wrapping. So let's just get rid of that. Let's come back here. Okay, so now it looks better. This is obviously a little skinny, but it's a small screen and it still shows up. So if we come back to Polypane, okay, so the larger screens are fine. For the smaller screens, it's okay. But I think we still want a width. So, but this is already pretty much fixing the issue. And I think that might have even fixed the issue up top there. I'm not sure. That's something else we can look at. But yeah, this is good. I just gotta check my work Slack for a second. Well, not work Slack. It is my only Slack. Just checking a couple things here. Also, I'll probably just be streaming on my own. I don't have a guest. I had a guest lined up for this week, but they had to reschedule, which is totally fine. They're working on a new version of their product, so they wanted to kind of stream and talk about once that version's out. But I've definitely got some folks coming on, but gonna see next Monday. I don't have anybody right now because I got a little busy, but definitely first week of May. Trying to see who do we got again. Nikki T. Live. Of course, I can't spell. Okay, so the schedule. Yeah, it's me. Oh yeah, Krista Mars from DigitalOcean is joining me on May 6th. Then I used to do a lot of .NET, but I haven't done any .NET since 2016. So somebody from AWS, Brandon Minnick, is going to be joining me, and we're going to dig into some .NET, which should be interesting. And then Gant Laborde, who hasn't been on my stream, but when I worked at Dev2, had him on, I think once or twice. He's super fun to chat with and amazing with AI, React Native, all that stuff. So we're gonna dig into some fun stuff. Yeah, sorry, ST. Yeah, so you're saying W-80%. Yeah, that could be an option. Let's go take a peek. Let's come back here. Polypan. Let's go to VS Code. Do dash 80. Well, 80 is like 320. Oh, you know what the problem is? I didn't set the max. So like if we come here, like that looks better on the small screens, but already here you can see it's busting out. So basically we don't want that there. We want, I think the W max here is okay, probably. Or you know what? We don't want it there. We want it on the LIs, I think. So if we come down here, because this is the chat box, we want these to grow. So we could say like W dash max, and then we could say W dash max here. And then this one, it's less problematic actually. It's the other one. So if we come here, okay, so then you see that it blows up again. And then you see it's fine when it gets to the larger screen because that's the breakpoint where I say use LG. So if we did, yeah, see, W max is not what we want. SM max. I probably wouldn't use SM colon, but the max 4/5 maybe. So we could do uh, max dash W dash 4/5. We could try that. And okay, see, so it's shrinking it already. It looks good on the smallest screen, the medium. These are fine. It's here, so that's where we need the. Let's try MD. Let's see, 4/5. Let's do, I don't know, 7/8. Who knows? I don't think that's even a thing. Um, let's delete this. Why is this not giving me anything? I don't think this is doing anything. Hold on, let's go. Tailwind. Yes, and let's go to width. So here, fixed widths. Yeah, so W80. Yeah. See, we probably want to fix one. The only thing I don't understand is if we're setting the max on the container, so like it shouldn't bust it. So let's see here. So that's the UL. Okay, so the max. Oh yeah, we should set a here. If we do W dash 80, for example, and then come here. Okay, so that's not working there. So um the large is fine because here it's just saying 1024 and then max for XL. You know, like if we get rid of these two. Okay, yeah, that's this this was required. This not so much probably. So that does it there. And oh, mind you, it messed up my background. I'll worry about the background after. 3/5? Okay. Yeah, see, the thing that I'm finding peculiar is we can set those, but it should just like it should wrap. But let's see here. That's why like if we have a fixed like width for the container, it should work. So that's the background. Okay, let's just leave this here. That's for large. Like even this can be up at the top, I think. So yeah, see max width XS, large W99, large. See, so this should still look the same over there. Okay. Yeah, something still mess it up. Oh man. I'll worry. Excuse me. I'll worry about the other. I think it's just I got W96. I'm almost kind of inclined to like just get rid of all the widths for now. It's gonna look weird and then kind of backtrack. So widths, that width's fine. Forget those widths. So here. Let's get rid of this for now. And now if I'm gonna save this, it's gonna look completely different. Now you see how without widths, it's just growing to the size of its parent. That's what we want. So it's really only in the case, you know what? So I think I've just simplified my life here. So all we need to do now, I think, is see, removing classes, which is good. And then so here we want to have the large there. And then, okay, that's large, but we still need the up top here. Let's see, large W dash max dash, or sorry, max dash W dash, I can't spell. Max dash, yeah, here we go. Let's do like 2XL, sure. Let's do this. So the other sizes are fine. Yeah, so for the smaller screens, it's good now. I just have to go the other way now. And then, yeah, yeah, so I guess just kind of reiterate, like when you have divs, they're block elements, so they'll take up as much space as they can, which is fine. Um, so like in all our cases, everything here is fine, except once we get to the larger screen, I'm trying to style it the way Isa wanted me to. So the larger screen's at the 1024. So I think that's really it. The rest here, I think this is perfect. We might want to change the spacing for the smaller. So let's do that first too. Like the space between the button and the other areas. So let's come back here. Also, I don't know if you're still there, Anthony, but hope you're doing well. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So we got the gap 4. So if I get rid of this, we should see it shrink. Where was that? Yeah, okay, that's not the gap I want. This one's fine. Grid PT, that's fine. Margin bottom. Oh yeah, so this, yeah, okay, no, that's margin bottom for the screen. This actually doesn't need to be that much. We can do 8. And small, we got padding top 8, medium nothing. That fixes that there. Okay. Large is max 2XL. Let's try 4XL maybe. And then, yeah, okay. I'm not going to worry about that for now. Let's get rid of that. We're going back to basics. Okay. So this looks okay, but it's not how the design should be for the, yeah, the background image is restricted. You can see it there. It's so I'm going to fix that too, but I just want to focus on the smaller screen experiences first. So like here, if we go to that button, if we come, is waitlisted. Oh yeah, so the button's here. What's this? Oh, okay. Don't have to go anywhere. That's just my watch saying stand up, but okay. So yeah, so what I'm saying here is just need less spacing between the sign up button and the bottom and the top part here, because on the smaller screens it looks kind of weird, I think. I'll get feedback anyways. So let's close this. This is what I care about right now. So we've got button, flax, yeah, so we don't need the margin. So this should be for medium maybe. And then margin top, and then same thing for here. Let's do medium. Okay, so yeah, I think that's okay on the smaller screens. And there's also uh, padding 2 for that. It should really just be, I think probably PX. And then that goes up a bit. And let's see what else we got. Margin top. Yeah, so this should just be on a medium screen. And let's save that. So that comes up now. So on the smaller screens, it's just closer because like there's less real estate. Um, so I think that looks okay. Might want, let's see here. Let's maybe do margin top 2. Or maybe let's do 4 maybe. Just to kind of give it similar spacing there. Yeah, I think that looks a bit better. Here, I'll leave it the way it was in the designs, but it does seem a little far away. Like maybe let's do 8. Let's see what that looks like. I think that looks a little better. Okay, that's cool. All right, so let's see, this is set here. If I get rid of this, okay, it grows. Um, okay, so let's just leave it like that for now. So right now it fits on all screen, like this one is centered too. It's just, I gotta come over, you can see. So there's obviously the background image issue. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, there's on YouTube, the chat is a little longer for some reason. The delay, I should say. Um, okay, so I'm not gonna worry about the background right now. Let's hide the background temporarily. So that is here. Do that. Uh, BG center. Okay, that should be good. Okay, cool. Let's just commit this. So GA, Gchore, fixed small screens. Cool, cool. Let's push that up. Okay, so now we can focus on the larger screen. So let's see what kind of width we need here. Um, let's just open up. Got another tool here. This is an older tool that somebody showed me years ago that I bought. It's called Xscope. So if we look here, let's look at, well, it's 1024 here, obviously. But why is it showing smaller? Okay, is that not 100%? Okay. Anyways, let's just hide that for now. Yeah, this tool's got a bunch of things. So like you can do guides here. So like if I do this, it's gonna show up on the other screen, I think. Oh yeah, so there's guides here like this. Or not, these aren't guides, these are the heck is it? Dimensions. So you can, just a quick way to get some calculations. But there's a guide also. There's what's this one? I haven't used this. Mirror the window cursor in. Okay, that I never really used, but um, there's other stuff like text and the ruler like I showed you. There's like the loop where you can pull colors from things and you can do this. Like, whoops, what did I do? I'm in the, oh, that's because I did that within whatchamacallit, Polypane, but let's hide the dev tools. Anyways, it's just a tool I find useful sometimes. You can get like ruler extensions and stuff, and there's like obviously rulers here and stuff, but okay, so let's do some old school debugging here. So let's do a border, and let's do border dash red. Okay, let's copy that. And let's do another one up here. There's other ways you can do this, but let's come back. Okay, so you can see there, that's the max. So I think the problem really is the max there. So let's set this to, or let's set the width to, so LG, let's do W dash, and if we do like 97, 98, 96, sure. Like let's try that, for example. And okay, it's already bigger. And then what's next here? Let's come back. I'll put my tools over here because we're focused on the larger screens now. Okay, we don't need that border, so let's get rid of that. Okay, and let's get rid of the other borders we just put on. So border, not border, border. Okay, so the red one here, is that blue? Okay, so that's the one. Okay, so that's good. Okay. And then in there we've got grid. Oh yeah, I think this is the problem. So the UL, let's make this flex. And okay, no, that's not it. Flex dash call. Okay, and let's put that border back. Ba, 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 ba. Border, border dash, red dash, whatever. Okay, so should be bigger. And that's basically, that's the div there, and that's basing it off of LG99 here. So let's do border, border green, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you can see here the bigger one's there. So why is this not expanding there? So this is all good. Um, yeah, sorry, just seeing your question there, Esther. I think it makes me more productive. I've done a lot of bespoke CSS and just plain CSS, and I don't, I'm kind of tired of the narrative where like people just say Tailwind sucks and it's not CSS, or even the reverse where Tailwind is better than CSS. It's I don't know. I'm not trying to say this to be diplomatic, but it's like just use whatever makes you most productive or your team productive. And I've noticed that Tailwind definitely makes me productive, but it doesn't mean you're not doing regular CSS too, because like sometimes you gotta go in the escape hatch and like so like here's our CSS file, and like you can see like I've added some custom things here. Um, People say the apply is it's not good to use, but honestly, like this is for a specific case. I don't know. You could write the actual CSS, but honestly, I don't see the difference if this is at build time. This is going to generate a CSS file. So I'm not really, I don't know. I don't think it's that big a deal. But like there's stuff like I had to use has in CSS because I couldn't access a certain thing because the icon didn't have a prop to set the stroke width. So I basically found that SVG that gets generated by a React component, saw that it had an ID of male, and then I just said, go find me an SVG where it has a male ID. And then I set the things specifically. There's a couple things like that. We have some keyframes, and then just a few other things like, and I don't know if this is controversial, but Tailwind basically scrapped all the styles at the beginning, like, so like your links don't have like default link uh, CSS. So like all your links are just black text, um, which is fine. That's just the way they do it. But I think it makes sense to give some base styles to things because like it's a balance between you're building out components, obviously. So like I'm creating a button component and I want it to have certain things. So you can set the Tailwind classes in there. That can make sense. But like, for example, setting text to font normal everywhere, I don't think you need to do that. You can just set it on the body, and maybe it already even does this by default. Maybe this is like just redundant, but like just some couple things here. Like I'm setting the base text color for the whole app. Uh, yeah, see, there's a good point, SD. So like for you, it slows you down, and that doesn't mean you're not good at CSS. Doesn't mean that Tailwind sucks either. It's just not working for you, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Like there's other kinds of tools too. There's like Sass, and the thing too is like plain CSS, which is not the best way to describe it, but like modern CSS, I should say, is pretty powerful, especially with now you have all the CSS properties or variables. plus a lot of other stuff like has and so on. There's just a lot of stuff that you don't have to do anymore necessarily in JavaScript land and etc. Um, Here's like some other things I've done. Like I've set like for things, uh, just using base styles for certain things. So like this is just to make sure that all these types of inputs have a base focus style. Um, yeah, I use CSS the most as well prior to Tailwind. Like when I was at Dev 2, we were using Sass. So, but anyways, let me see here. Where were we? So this is all good. I just need this to blow up a little more. So let's try the red one here. Not powered, not red. Okay. So let's just say like let's try W max here. And then okay, no, that's just ruining it for the small screens now. So like why is this UL not blown up? Oh, maybe it's here. W full. Maybe it's here that we want W dash max. It's going to complain about the two here because they contradict each other, but let's get rid of that. Okay, so that doesn't change it either. So let's leave this. So now this is where like I would probably just inspect it. I'm still getting used to Polypane, so sometimes I have to come here and inspect. So let's close that. All right, so let's see like why is this not getting that other size? There's something blocking it, like, and I'm not sure what it is at the moment, but by finding the particular thing here, so we can see here like the width. Okay, so the width is just set inherently, or it's just grabbing as much as it can. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. So like what if we did Yeah, no, there's definitely a getting used to it. I was talking about this on the our Twitter space today because we with Lee Robinson there. At one point we were talking about AI and stuff, and I hadn't used Tailwind prior to working at OpenSauce, and I used ChatGPT to learn Tailwind. Tailwind has very good documentation, but there's a lot of things like I knew what they were, like P dash something is padding dash some value, but I'd be asking stuff like, here's a complex thing I know how to do in plain CSS. What's the Tailwind way to do it? And I found that super helpful. Um, but it's like anything. Once you start doing it, like when you started doing Sass, maybe the ampersands were throwing you off, or maybe something else in the syntax, like mix-ins and stuff. But now that you do it all the time, it's kind of like second nature probably. But this is bugging me right now because like let's see here. Yeah, because I get that that's that. So like if we come back to the UL here, let's try width 100%. See, that's not doing it too. Uh, And this is a good time to see like when you do computed, you come down here and you open up width. Okay, there's nothing. It's just that. Um, the 100% did work. I wonder if there's padding or something. So let's look at here. That's the green. Okay, so let's look at computed. And so we got the width there. Okay, so that width is the W99. Okay, yeah, that makes sense because I actually put that there. So if we look for fine, LGW-99, that's up top here though. So if we get rid of that, okay, so it shrinks down, which makes sense. But if I put it back, that's gonna blow up again. But I still don't understand why this one isn't. Let me just check Slack. All right, nothing. We're just sharing photos from Miami, some team photos and stuff. Uh, okay. All right. Let's go back there. Okay. So this also could be like it's not the end of my day. My day's done in like an hour and a half here, but let's see here. Let's go back to Okay, let's see there. So that one is that, which makes sense. See, because if I take that off, it shrinks. So it's growing bigger. So why is this one? I could do the same thing, I guess. I could do this. Like I could do LG W-99, and that should blow up. Okay, so maybe maybe just do that, because that already looks good. Okay, so let's come back here. That might be good enough, I think. So let's come here. That's for the top part. So maybe I don't even need it there. That's gonna do that. Let's get rid of the green. Don't need that. Cool. And then let's come down here, because this is really where I care more that it does it. So we'll say W full by default, but also LG 99. And then now it's looking better, but it should be longer. Let's do just for funsies, 1024 px. Okay, so it's not applying it. So I think I have to do it to both. So let's do this. Let's leave that back at 99. And let's come up here, back to where it was. And then, of course, it's not doing it now. Let me go back to what we had. And let's see the chat. I went away from the chat. Okay. All right, so let's put that back. It's gonna get bigger over there. Yes. And then let's close that. Let's close this. Why is that not closing? All right. Session, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we don't need all that. Where's my arrow to close all that? Okay. That's good. So this, like WMax should be okay, but it's gonna go sideways. Yeah, it's doing the thing again. So let's do this. Okay, that's okay. And then let's try adding the LG W-99 here as well. I feel like I shouldn't have to do that, but really weird. Cool, cool. Well, you know what? I'm gonna dig into this a bit more, but it's something silly, I'm sure. But I'm happy that we've got the better sizing on the smaller screens, and I'll get this sorted out and get that back in. But thanks for the rubber ducking, SD, and what's Idrin saying? Technically using Sass with CS variables myself, Sass mostly for the structure. Yeah. The thing is, like, this before CSS variables, Sass made a lot of sense in terms of like reusable like values, but now that the CSS variables are there, you definitely can use them in conjunction with Sass. But that was definitely one of the selling points of Sass at one point. Obviously mix-ins too and stuff, but anyways, I digress. Anyways, thanks for hanging, everybody, and hopefully that Twitch starts working again. I might do a test later. I think I might do a test just logging into Twitch itself, and then I'll try it with Restream. We'll see. There's one person over in Twitch who's been there the whole time, so I don't know. Hope you enjoyed the black screen in Twitch, and Yeah, you have a great evening too, Idrinth, and, yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Okay, see you later.